To battle drought and dry season, farmers need to collect rainwater, which can then be used for irrigation purposes. Unfortunately, with the illegal dumping of toxic industrial waste being so rampant, the water coming from these ponds may not necessarily be suitable for irrigation.
The problem of water shortage in Taiwan is forcing the public to investigate what is happening to this invaluable resource.
Water midstream and downstream has mostly been polluted already.
Due to technological advancements, Taiwan's manufacturing sector is constantly being revamped. However, the waste produced is also getting more toxic.
This is the result of lack of pollution control at the source.
After the water in this pond has dried up, one sees the extent of the problem.
你来看，那个诡异的绿，有没有？唉，我想说这国家到底是怎么了？对啊。
Puddles of water in the dried up pond appears greenish in color.
水边被水浸过的，然后所以颜色比较深。
Environmental activists who constantly monitor the illegal dumping of industrial waste have made a startling discovery.
1800左右。土壤管制标准是400，然后这边1800。
Pretty much every measurement taken in the surrounding area reveals off the charts copper contamination.
1800、1900。
We have had 1800, 1900, and now 2059 ppm. From when we stepped into this pond to here, not one reading was normal. They are all between 1800 and 2000, way more than the legal limit.
The former irrigation pond became home to toxic waste, rendering its water unusable.
污染关度超过土地年品质指标的938倍，锌64倍，镍19倍，镉24倍。
This documentary, produced by Taiwan Watch, talks about how waste full of heavy metals slowly killed off the ecosystem at Shenmeipi. Even the channeled apple snail, known for its enduring vitality, is killed off, leaving only its greenish shell behind.
绿色福寿螺这边就越来越
You see more and more of the snails as we move inward, and see how the shells all carry a greenish hue that gets darker as we come in.
The greener the shell become, the heavier the pollution gets.
Zinc 44,000 ppm, copper 21,000 ppm, nickel 2,300 ppm. This is actually very scary.
The farms that feed off the pond's water had been turned upside down because of the contamination. Ironically, it was the licensed waste processing plant next to the pond that had caused the pollution. The plant processed all industrial waste from high-tech sectors. In 2013, the high-tech industry produced 400,000 tons of industrial waste, which was supposedly sent off to waste processing plants like this one. Instead, news of illegal dumping and contamination made headlines regularly, with at least 13 rivers affected.
The concrete embankment of irrigation channels had been corroded, and copper sulfate and other heavy metals contaminated the water.
这个位置
Right here, where copper is some 20,000 ppm and zinc is some 3,000 ppm, when it rains, the contaminants are carried away. The farms that get their water from the channel are pretty much done for. North of Taoyuan, there isn't a piece of good farmland. The water all comes from the irrigation channels.
Industrial development has led to an environmental crisis in Taiwan. Perhaps it is as Chao Ruiguang said, what is wrong with this country? For nothing is being done to prevent such contaminations to our ground and water, which allows the toxins to enter our food supply, killing us off slowly just as they did